Hello and welcome to this very special Secrets to Success featuring our very own Roland Youakim, the founder and managing director of Platinum People Group. My name's Steph Underhill, I'm the marketing manager here, and it's actually, believe it or not, 2 years since Roland has started the business this week. So just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of cover your learnings and hopefully share with your audience a bit about what you've learned and what the journey's kind of looked like for you. So yes, this is going to be a good one.
Nice to be on the other end of the interview.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit different. So let's just dive straight in, I guess. Tell us a little bit about your career journey and how you've got to this point.
Sure. I guess to start with, 8 years in recruitment. From a very young age, I came out of uni and got into a company called Cherry Solutions. They specialise in mortgage broking recruitment and financial planning recruitment. So from a very young age, I was working directly with business owners and small businesses and helping them grow, and I really enjoyed that. I then went to Randstad. They'd never specialised, they'd never recruited brokers in Australia. And for a Fortune 500 company, going from a really small employer to a really big one, there was a great opportunity for me to go and build that there and have some further learnings with a larger company. And that was really fun. We built the mortgage broking recruitment division across Melbourne and Sydney, and it was a really successful 3 years with Randstad, and a lot of fun. And the plan was always to go out and do my own thing. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I don't think I really knew what that meant. I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, so I started Platinum People Group in June of 17.
Fantastic, amazing. And now 2 years have gone by.
2 years have gone by.
Super quick. You've achieved so much in that time, growing your team. They won the Young Leaders in Finance Award last year, Recruiter of the Year, which is super exciting. So you're doing something right, I think.
Well, we couldn't do it without your help and the team's help, Steph.
So can you tell us a little bit about the challenges that you've overcome in running this business?
Sure. I guess the first real challenge was actually resigning and leaving Randstad. I had a really good thing going there. I had the stability of an income. I had good earning potential. I had a really good career paved out if that's what I wanted. But I wanted to do my own thing. I saw an opportunity to go and specialise in the third-party space and really, help people in this industry get ahead. And the challenge is that I had certain restraints with that exit and transition. And it was really, I had to really be prepared for worst case scenario. If for X period of time I can't contact any of my clients and customers, what would I do? How would I put food on the table and fuel in the car and survive? So I guess that's how I overcame it, is being prepared for that ultimate worst case scenario, so that if I was hit with the book, I'd be prepared for that. But I also really left on exceptional terms, and I was very proactive in that discussion of wanting to do the right thing by my employer, but also wanting to find that balance between doing the right thing for myself. So I guess that was probably the first key hurdle to get over to even get up and running. There's some insight on how I overcame that.
Okay, fantastic, thank you. So tell us a bit about why you love what you do.
Sure. I love this industry. I'm always learning, and I'm sure brokers and bankers and support staff in those industries and BDMs, there's so much new information, Royal Commission. There's just always something new to read and understand. So I always love learning, and that fascinates. I'm fascinated by new things. But in terms of our purpose and what we're here to do, it's helping people. We get to see people's journey from placing them in a role as whatever that may be, a broker or a support person or a BDM, and then 3-4 years time see where they've grown and how they've changed their life from their earning potential to potentially getting out of a poor culture and into a great culture, or giving them more work-life balance. That's extremely rewarding for us. And seeing our clients go through a similar journey, growing their business. And for example, my oldest client 8 years ago, we started working with them. And there was just the 2 directors and 1 support person. Now they've got 22 people in their business. And looking back and knowing that we've helped find a large portion of those people for them who are still there is so rewarding to see that growth.
Fantastic. Cool. So have you always wanted to be a recruiter? When you were a small child, what did you want to do?
I always knew it was going to be with people, and I mean, I've always loved talking and interacting with people and helping people. I think, ever since my Cub Scouts days, I'd always try and fundraise the most money. So, again, it came from just a desire to help. I didn't know exactly what that looked like. Mm-hmm. I actually asked my mum, what did I want to be when I was a kid in preparation for this? Funny, I asked these questions to our clients, but I didn't ask myself. So Mum said at one point I wanted to be a lawyer to help people who were in a challenging situation. I think I was 11, she said.
Okay.
But yeah, it wasn't until coming out of uni I realised that it was recruitment.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Cool. So what would be your top 3 tips for other people wanting to start or run their own business?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I guess the first one, and we're in the same boat here, figure out what sort of business you want to be and really establish. For me, it was establishing, am I going to be a one-person show recruiter, or am I trying to build a recruitment business, a recruitment agency? And it's very similar for a lot of our candidates that we speak to that go out on their own as a broker. It's very similar for a lot of our brokerage clients we work with. And there's nothing wrong with either path, but really figuring out, do I want to be a business, or do I want to just be a small 1-2 person operation? And they're very different paths. There's nothing wrong with either, but it's just figuring that out, because the systems and the thought process and the planning that goes into each of those different paths is very different.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the first tip: figure out what sort of business you want to be. Second one is have a clear purpose. I guess firstly, as a team coming together, if you haven't, and brainstorming, what are we here to do? What is our purpose? And I guess for us it was figuring that out early on. And so we're changing lives, right? And then don't be afraid to share that with the world, with your customers, because if that's what you guys are passionate about, that's what your customers are going to be really happy to hear as well. And then the third one, I'm sure a lot of you can relate, is don't be afraid to overservice. I don't think there's a such thing as overservicing. Picking up the phone to your customer and saying, hey, just calling to tell you that I've got nothing to tell you. I've personally found in my career, people really appreciate that. And it sets a standard to the service that you want to deliver. And people remember that.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. And the final question for you today is, what's standing out for you in the industry at the moment?
Sure. I guess there's a lot of things happening in the industry in terms of broking, and there's a lot of people commenting on those, me included. So I might focus on some of the challenges I think a lot of businesses are having because of those changes, and just business as usual, which is challenges that come with growth. We're in the same boat here. We've got a lot of opportunity to grow, but actually having that growth and the resources and the planning to get there, finding great people, that's the challenge for us. So I guess, business owners having to wear multiple hats, whether it be marketing, not everyone has an in-house marketing person, through to being on the tools, generating revenue and writing business, through to working on the business and creating infrastructure and processes and systems. That's a lot to juggle. So I guess bringing in experts and or outsourcing things that you're not an expert at, that's probably one of the biggest things I've learned, and I'm still learning along the journey. So yeah, I guess anyone who's in the same boat as us, who are having challenges and growing, the opportunity may be out there, but in terms of getting that help to get there, I guess just don't forget that you're only one person, and focus your energies at what you're really good at and where you're going to get the best return for you and your business and your team, and in turn your family, and outsource and bring in experts to help you with the areas that you're not as good at.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
That's great insights for other business owners. Guys, thank you for watching. There's a link below to get in touch with Roland and his team if you need some help with recruitment or working out your recruitment strategy with your business or finding a job yourself. These guys are doing amazing things. Yeah.
Thanks, Steph.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on the show.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you.